Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our January release party. I am Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from around the United States and all around the world. Tonight, we are so excited because we've been waiting for so long for a brand new release, and we've got brand new stamp sets, die sets, a brand new kit, and a brand new way to foil. And we're going to show it all to you tonight. But before we do, shall we say hello to Tom? Hey, Tom. Want to just say hi?
Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
It's going great. Welcome to the release party. It's better than horrible.
It is better than horrible. Yay! As everybody knows out there, we've been having some internet issues, so we're certainly glad that you're willing to jump onto YouTube to watch us if you want to comment. And we are trying to share this video in our Facebook group and also on our Facebook page. So hopefully it's playing over there as well. All right, Tom. Well, I'm going to get started right away and show everybody our brand new incentive set because this is exciting. This one is awesome. So let's take a look at this set. This one is called Filled with Sunshine. This set has this gorgeous, huge silhouette leaf image, a couple of flower images, a smaller leaf images, and 2 single leaves. And then it has the greeting, "May your day be filled with sunshine." Looks like they put an index right here that says filled with sunshine. You're not missing a stamp there. That's just the name of the set. And this one is yours free with any $75 purchase or more. Now remember, that $70 actually has to be what you spend before tax and before any shipping is added. And then it will automatically ship to you for free. You don't have to put it in your cart. Our good friend Karen checks every order and makes sure the total adds up to $75. And when it does, she staples this right to your invoice. So check it out on the website. It's called Filled with Sunshine, and it's available tonight. Starting tonight, right now, it's available for any purchase of $75 or more. Now, before we introduce our first guest, I do want to show you a couple of other things. I want to show you a brand new tidy towel. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for the tidy towel to come back in, and let me show you this. So this is our brand new tidy towel. It's new and improved, and let me tell you how it's new and improved. Let me zoom out a little bit here. First of all, we've eliminated the rounded corners. I don't know if that's an improvement or not, but we know that the rounded corners were not always perfect, and we wanted it to look a little more perfect. So now it has, oh my goodness, it has squared off corners. And then the name isn't like hot pressed on there anymore with like a paint. Now it is embedded in there so it won't disappear. And it is double the thickness. So you won't get any more shredding or anything like that. Even if you use it a little bit dry, it is a new and improved tidy towel and is now available in our store. I'm very excited about this one. Okay, it's so soft too. It's really comfortable. But make sure when you get it and you take it out of the pack that you wet it. You definitely, this is damp, but you want to wet it, squeeze out the water, and use it like that. Never use a tidy towel dry or it could damage the towel and start to shred it. Okay, so now I want to show you a brand new set by one of our illustrators that can't be here tonight, and it is the new set by Hannah Drapinski. And I absolutely love this one. Look at this gorgeous set. This set is called The Lord is My Shepherd. Now, I will tell you that I made a mistake. Everything is spelled correctly in the stamp set, but I made a mistake when I sent it over to the labeler and I spelled shepherd wrong on the label. So it's spelled wrong on the label, but it is spelled correctly in the stamp set, and that's all we care about, right? To make sure that it stamps properly. So this is a gorgeous, huge floral, and then it's got all biblical and scripture verses here all over it. It's just so many options, beautiful ones like cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. I mean, these are just the perfect greetings for those of you that do a church ministry, if you want to send it to someone who is ill or struggling, or someone that just needs a little bit of encouragement. And then there is a full die set that coordinates with it. So it's got the big die so you can cut out this large floral. And then it's got the single flower die and the single leaf die. So this way, if you prefer to make your own arrangements, or you want to cut these out and pop them up within this arrangement to add a little dimension, you can do that. It's a gorgeous stamp set for coloring, and this large image works not just on your A2 cards where, you kind of stamp off the card, but it's great for those larger 5x7 cards and also for those slimline cards. So this is an awesome set. The Lord is My Shepherd, available now in our store. Okay, well, let's go back to me here because we are going to bring in our very first illustrator. Now, I do want to show you her stamp set, so let me grab that over here before she comes in. So this is the gorgeous set called Beautiful Moments. This is by Lisa Hetrick, and it's got some amazing images, and I have to say, I love that she gave us 2 ways to fill this vase. And then it's got a full die set. Of course, all of our coordinating products, when you have a full die set, comes with a magnet inside, and then it comes with the layout on the front. So this is how you would lay it out on the magnet to make sure everything fits. And I'm going to let Lisa tell you about this set, but I absolutely love this one, and it mixes and matches beautifully with Lisa's other sets. So without further ado, let's welcome her, Lisa Hetrick.
Hi friends, it's Lisa Hetrick. Happy New Year. Hi Gina. Hi Tom. Hello everyone. I'm super excited to be here tonight. Thank you for inviting me into your homes. We have a really fun release tonight, and I'm really excited to share my brand new stamp set with you called Beautiful Moments. I am really excited about this stamp set. I say that for every stamp set I know, but I just can't wait to show you all of the inspiration and my intention behind the creation of this stamp set. So let's start off 2023 as we're easing into this new year with some beautiful moments together. So let's go ahead and head to the down camera and let's take a peek at the stamp set and the inspiration. Okay, friends, let's dive in and take a peek at the brand new stamp set, Beautiful Moments. I am loving this set. This is a really fun botanical set with quite a bit of 2-step stamping options in this set. And it is all about stamping out your beautiful moments and collecting your beautiful moments. There is a companion die set that goes with this stamp set that's available with the 3 botanicals, the vase, and the butterfly and the floral element. And let's go ahead and take a peek at all of the elements in the stamp set. So let's start off with the 2-step stamped elements. For the vase, I also have 2 stamps for the water that you might put inside of the vase. So they are layering stamps, so you can use them with the vase or not. I also have 3 botanical elements that have a long stem, and I also have another long stem that you can attach to the floral or the butterfly in this stamp set. So taking a look at the floral, you've got lots of options here. So the floral is a really fun 2-step stamped floral where you can 2-step stamp it or just give it a little bit of a turn to get a wonky look to your 2-step stamping. You can do the same thing for the butterfly element. And I also have the sentiment Collect Beautiful Moments and the sentiment Be Gentle with Yourself, which I really think is a good reminder for us all. Okay, let's take a dive into the inspiration and take a look at some card samples. So let's start off with this Collect Beautiful Moments pattern card. So I've taken the floral and I've used it multiple times to create a really fun pattern. If you've been following me for a while, you know I love to create patterns with my stamps and let the stamps be the star of the show. So super fun card. Okay, here is another card that shows the vase and the layering of the water mashed up with the botanicals and that sentiment, be gentle with yourself. You can also use that botanical dye that goes with the leafery alone by itself and just cut it out to be an extra element for your card base. Okay, this is a really fun card that I've used the florals and a little bit of two-step stamping and the leafery. I've also used the large stem to create a pattern background and topped it off with that sending a happy hello sentiment from the new kit. Okay, be gentle with yourself. Here is another card idea using the vase and the water, the two-step stamped water, and I used a little bit of vellum here to kind of create that look of glass with the botanicals. Many of you know I love flutters and florals, and these butterflies are super cute for a really easygoing card where I've done some two-step stamping and I've used that stem to create a little pattern. Okay, this card was super fun. I used that stem and just kind of made it into a circle to create a really whimsical leaf-like element, double stamped that big honkin' floral, and added the vase with a little bit of vellum to create kind of a glassy look. Super simple card, but a lot of fun and really whimsical. Okay, this card, you know, I love the leafery, and this one might be my favorite. I really like all the cards that I've created for you tonight. This one is just super simple and fun and just uses the leafery as a pattern, and I love that. Here is another example of that layering of the water inside of the jar, just topped off with a few of the botanical elements in the leafery and the sentiment, be gentle with yourself, just to create a really simple, easygoing card. Okay, as with all of my stamp sets, I have a free card idea sheet for the Beautiful Moments stamp set. It's available in the Gina K Designs group or at indigojadeart.com/craftyourjoy. So go ahead over and grab the free card idea sheet. And let's take another look at Beautiful Moments. It's available now at ginakdesigns.com. This stamp set is just super, super fun. And there's also a companion coordinating die set if you are interested. I hope you enjoyed this stamp set reveal and all of the inspiration I shared with you tonight. I hope that this stamp set helps you collect beautiful moments and brings you great joy in your paper crafting and card making adventures. Remember, be gentle with yourself as we head into 2023 and take your time. Hi, friends. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. I hope you really enjoyed this walkthrough of the Beautiful Moments stamp set. Please make sure you download the brand new card idea sheet for this set. You can find it in the Gina K Designs Facebook group in the files section, or you can head on over to my website at indigojadeart.com and click on freebies, and you will find all of my stamp set idea sheets freebies. So yay. Okay, I will be going live tomorrow, Wednesday, with a brand new card tutorial using Beautiful Moments, and I'm going to be mashing it up with another stamp set in my line. So I hope to see you tomorrow. And yeah, thanks so much for having me tonight, and have a great night.
Thank you so much, Lisa. It was great to see you and great to have you here. We appreciate your time and all of those gorgeous cards that you made. Boy, Lisa is always so joyful and just creates such a feeling. It's so peaceful to listen to her and watch her live videos. So make sure you check out her video tomorrow. All right, well, we have another illustrator waiting to share her new stamp set with you. I want to show it to you first. You're going to love this one. This is the brand new set by Deborah Warner. And this one is called Bitty Backgrounds. And I really love this whole concept because we have lots of big background stamps in our collection, and they're great for the full card when you want to do the full thing. But sometimes you just want a small grounding element where you would stamp something like this wood grain in a very pale color like sandy beach or craft, or these dots where you'd stamp them in a soft stone. And that grounds your die cut focal images. So it's really neat to have so many options here for something like that. And these also fit really nicely on tags as well. So without further ado, I will let Debbie come in and share more about her stamp set.
Hi, Gina. Hi, Tom. Hi, everybody. Always excited to be part of the release party. And this one's special because it's the first release party of 2023, January 2023. I have a little bit of a different stamp set to share with you today. I know you've already seen a sneak peek of it. It is called Bitty Backgrounds. I wanted to create something that we could use to add interest to our scrapbook pages, cards, tags, or maybe something else you're using in your craft room. It has small backgrounds that can actually be repeated if you want to cover a larger surface. I did a wood grain. I thought that'd be really good for masculine cards, polka dots, because I love polka dots. And you're going to see that I used it in quite a few of my samples. Some hearts with Valentine's right around the corner, that would be great. And then some tulips as well. I put in some basic greetings that I think we all need in our collection, like hello, have a great day, feel better soon, congratulations, happy birthday, with sympathy. So I did make quite a few samples, and I do want to share them with you. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to go to the overhead camera. I took some still shots because I think you can see them better. I'll be right back.
On this first sample, I used the wood grain background. I dry embossed the white panel with our thick brush stencil, used Master Layouts 10, and I used our green cardstock with the foliage fillers to add some more interest to that card. On this example, I used the polka dot background, and I stamped it once, and then I stamped it again, lining up those dots above it. And then I used elegant asters for the flowers with some ink blending, and the greeting is from my stamp set called Big Birthday. On this example, I repeated the wood background for the panel. That's dark chocolate on ocean mist, and then I did some ink blending around there to soften it a bit as well. I used Master Layouts 4 and the polka dots to cut out that little flag, and the bird is from Fearless Flyers. On this example, I used the tulip background, Master Layout 7, Botanical Duo, Foliage Fillers. The greeting is from Big Birthday. That background I embossed in our Petite Flourish embossing folder, and I put some rainbow pearls in pink on there. On this example, I used the heart background in the bottom right corner, and then I flipped the cardstock around in my MISTI and restamped it again so it would be in the upper left corner. The flowers are from Made with Love, and the heart is from Master Layouts 4. The greeting is from Sealed with a Kiss. On this example, I used the polka dot background again, and I stamped it through the Delightful Bloom layering stencil. And I actually used our layering inks with that as well. The greeting is from Big Birthday, and those are some disco ball sequences on there. For this baby gift tag, I used our decorative tag set, Baby Love, and of course the polka dots from my new background set. On this tag, I used all 4 of the backgrounds from Bitty Backgrounds. The butterfly is from Elegant Asters. The greeting is from Big Birthday. If you look close, you can see some vertical variety in there, some elegant script, our Mandela Burst, our star-studded stencil, and I did use some of those beautiful soft white pearls as well.
I hope you found my samples to be inspiring, give you some creative ideas, and you can get out there and create some cards and scrapbook pages, maybe some tags. If you haven't done a tag, give it a try. I'll tell you, this was so much fun. It just kept going. I kept adding to it, but it was probably my most fun project of all my samples. So please share your work. We'd love to see what you do. Please tag us in our Facebook group and on Instagram. So thanks, everybody. We really appreciate you. Thanks for being here, and I will see you next time. Have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Debbie, that was amazing. I absolutely loved all of your cards and that tag. Holy cow, I love that. That had a real mixed media feel to it by bringing in all those different stamp sets. And your backgrounds are perfect for mixed media too. I've been thinking about getting into that myself a little bit. I don't know if many of you out there do mixed media or you do art journaling, but this is a great set to add to your collection if you do that, or if you have planners that you like to stamp in as well. Some people even do Bible journaling, and those backgrounds, especially in the lighter colors, can really make a difference for your pages, your Bible journals, your art journals, and all of that. So, Debbie, thank you so much for taking time to join us. Biddy Backgrounds is now available in our store at ginakdesigns.com. All right, well, we have another illustrator that we don't get to see very often. She lives in India. She is an amazing artist, and her name is Arjita, and I know you guys all love Arjita. You see her beautiful cards, her beautiful watercolor. She always blows our mind. I want to show you her brand new stamp set. I really love this one. This one is called Bunches of Love. Look at this set. It's got this huge floral design, but then you can turn this floral design into a nosegay, a little bouquet, by adding some stems to it. You can stamp those stems right there, or if you want, you can pop this part out and stamp the stems directly on the paper because it's got a full die set for these big, the big images, and these drape down off of the floral design for when you're making a bouquet. So there's lots of different ways to use this. You can use this large floral to just stamp a big background or to stamp just a portion of the card, or you can make 5x7 cards and get the whole bouquet in there. I just think about this for wedding cards and for anniversary cards, for prom, for anything that you would want to send somebody a card for. I mean, come on, we're card makers, right? So even when our kids go to prom, we want to send them something, a little card we want to give them. So this is a gorgeous set, but I'm not going to talk about it too much more because we have Arjita waiting in the wings, and she's going to tell you about it, and she's going to share some of her beautiful cards with you. So let's welcome Arjita Singh.
Hi Gina, hi Tom, hi crafty friends. I'm super excited to be here today to join this release party, and I have a beautiful stamp set to share with you which is called Bunches of Love. So this is a nice floral stamp set, and I have tried to incorporate few more elements in this floral so that you can create a bouquet out of it as well. So as you all know, eucalyptus leaves are my favorite, and I have added those as well, so that you can just amp up your flower bouquet, and you can absolutely use that element, that tiny little element, in any other flower cluster or any other stamp you already have. So this Bunches of Love also comes with a coordinating die, and you can cut almost all the elements and create your cards. So there are some beautiful sentiments in this which you can use year round for your projects, and I can't wait to share this beautiful stamp with you. So to do so, I will now move over to my overhead camera so that I can show you the stamp set closely, and we will talk about all the inspiration posts and projects I have created using this. So let me just switch over to the overhead camera now. So this is the stamp set, and these are the elements of the stamp set. This is the big cluster, and this is the part with which you can create the bouquet. And here are the two eucalyptus twigs, leaves, which you can add, tuck in anywhere you wish to. You can absolutely use these elements with other stamps and amp up that lovely cluster. So talking about the sentiments, we have thank you, You have hello, you mean so much to me, love you bunches, then sending you so much love. This one is get well soon, when two become one. These are some lovely sentiments which you can use and create projects. These are the coordinating dies for this stamp set, and you can cut out all these elements with these and create your cards. So again, this one is called Bunches of Love. So I have few cards to share with you, and to begin with, I have this one for which I stamped the entire image, and you don't need to even create any mask while you stamp these twigs or the stems of this floral cluster. It just has these notches where it tucks in very well. For this card, I stamped the image with Gina K Designs Obsidian Black ink and colored it using Copic markers. And once it was done, I added some gray background behind it and added those white wash splatters to create more interest. And I really, really love this card. The next one had to be a no-line watercoloring. For this, I've used the eucalyptus leaves and the stems to create this bouquet. Next one is also a watercoloring, and for this is an abstract looking card. I stamped the image on watercolor paper using some VersaFine black onyx ink and used some bright watercolor marker pens to color this, and it looks lovely, very abstract, and I had a lot of fun making this. The next one is comparatively very simple to make, and for this one I just stamped a little portion of the stamp set on a corner, and I stamped it using VersaFine black onyx ink and topped it with some clear embossing powder, so I have these beautiful resist lines which shine, and watercoloring becomes easier when you have these embossed lines. So I just did some loose style watercoloring on it, and this was a very quick and simple card. So for this card, I first stamped this cluster using some Gina K Designs Whisper Amalgam ink, and once the coloring was done, I went back and stamped the cluster again using embossing ink and then heat set it, added some golden embossing powder and heat set it. So this looks very beautiful. You need to avoid using Copic markers over embossing lines. So this technique works well. I have a video for you, and I'll be sharing that on my YouTube channel so that you can understand the technique behind it. So this is a very beautiful, elegant looking card. This is the last card I created, and this was the one which took the maximum amount of time. So this is pencil coloring, and I stamped the clusters twice using Gina K Designs amalgam ink in Whisper, and then went ahead to color them with Prismacolor pencils, few Faber-Castell pencils, and it looks beautiful. So I just used a sentiment, a tiny one, which says "Get well soon," and this is the card. So these are the cards I created using my stamp set for this month, and I hope you liked it. And if you recreate any of these, do not forget to share it. I'll post a ton of pictures on my social media and on my blog. You can go there, visit there, and check out all the pictures in detail. So that is all from my side today, and I hope you like the cards I created. So thank you once again for having me here, Gina. Thank you so much, all of you, for giving all this love to me. I am really grateful for it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Wow. Arjita blows my mind the way she colors. It doesn't matter if it's Copic markers, if it's watercolor, loose watercolor, no-line watercolor. Everything you do, Arjita, is amazing. And thank you so much for making time for us. I know that you had to hustle a little bit because it took a little longer for us to get you your sample products, and we appreciate the beautiful inspiration that you provided for us today. Thank you. All right, well, we have one more illustrator waiting in the wings for you. And I always tend to end the evening with Melanie because Melanie always just blows our mind. So let me show you her stamp set first. This is a really, really unique stamp set and something we desperately need in our collection at Gina K Designs. So this stamp set is called Terrific Textiles. I love that name. Terrific Textiles, and it has got some really interesting designs in it. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. It's probably close enough. So it's got this one that looks like a basket. So you can see how using these images and repeating, you can create a whole card front. You can use these in scrapbook pages, art journals, all of that. This cool image, it's got these pom-poms that are just adorable. And then it's got some independent elements that you add to all of this. And I'm not doing it justice because Melanie's going to blow your mind with all of these. And then she has added some simple greetings, once again, that we can all use in our collection. Debbie's are a little bit more feminine. Melanie's are a little bit more masculine. So between the two sets, you have something for everyone. So let's get right to it because I know she's got a lot to share. Let's bring her in. Welcome, Melanie Menschinger.
Hey everyone, Melanie Menschinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. I am so excited to be sharing my newest set with you from Gina K Designs, Terrific Textiles. And Terrific Textiles is a set that I've been wanting to give you for a long time. It is replacing a couple of my previous sets, Pretty Patterns and Pretty Patterns 2. If you've been collecting my sets for a while, you might know about those elemental sets with really fun borders that can be turned into borders, trims, backgrounds, used as focal points, or just to accent when you want an embossed or just a textured or patterned look on your card. Textiles are the building blocks for creating different types of trims, notions, and fabrics. And so I have given you a mix that are hand-drawn from different fabrics and knits that I have seen when I've been out and about that are very on trend, but also very classic and timeless. And these are going to give you a lot of different vintage looks, masculine looks, really feminine, flirty looks, things that are going to work for nature cards, just something for everybody. So I'm going to be showing you different options that I've made in my samples, and I've also included several different greetings that are going to be the most common ones that you're going to use for your card making year round. I've also got some fun little two-step stamps and then a little tassel and some motifs so that you can really easily pop in some two-step color. So I want to launch just right into samples and show you some different ideas. This is something that I haven't seen in a stamp set before, at least not from our company, but I love these little pom-pom trims. So these are so fun on clothes and I want to put them on all my cards now. So I just thought this would be so fun to create something for a birthday. So I've used my birthday greeting and then just stamped that twice. And then you have got that little single puffball there that you can use to stamp in different colors. So, and I will show you in a video how you can create that shadowed effect and then how you can also roll either the same color or a different color ink to really make each little ball look very dimensional. So I love that look. You can also take these longer stamps when you put them onto your long acrylic block and bend them a little bit. And so I created this one to look like some really fun festive little banners. So this is kind of more reminiscent of the crepe paper balls that you see hanging outside, like garlands. And then I just blended in with one of Gina's brushes, a little bit of blue raspberry ink for sky there. And then just filled these in with that same puffball and colored each of those with a coordinating marker. Next, I want to show you, I don't know what this background is called. I just think it looks great for kind of more geometric or graphic or nautical cards or masculine cards. This is the only one that I did not draw by hand. So this is created on the computer. And I just think it looks so clean and sharp. I saw this in blue and white print on a pillow at a store that I love. And so I haven't gotten any of my other new release stamps in the mail yet. And so that's why I'm mixing these with different sets that I have from the past. But I've seen them all. They're beautiful, all the ones from our other illustrators, and I can't wait to get them in the next couple days so that I can stamp up the samples and have them play together. But anyway, I used my Fearless Flyers bird on here and one of the greetings for my focal point, but I stamped that border several times to create this background. And then I used just this individual rope that you see here on the bottom to just accent either side. And this is just one color ink, the blue denim on the Pure Luxury white. And I just love how clean this card looks. So this is a card that I made for my mother-in-law from all of us. Another one that I did, this is a very, actually, let me go to this one. This one, I want to show you just a different look. I did some blending and I stamped that same geometric border over the blending in black ink. And if I wanted to show this because if you ever struggle with trying to get a really solid impression from your really chunky stamps, another look that you can try is just by swiping your pad onto that image and then stamping it. And that is just going to give you a really nice weathered looking texture that I put over the blending here. I'm also really anxious to try this particular stamp with the emboss resist technique. So I just haven't gotten at my embossing powders yet, but I am going to be doing that with these. So there's two that I have with that one. Now this one, this was another one that was on a pillow and they were created from yarn knots. So just to show you that detail a little bit more, it's kind of like my macrame set. I wanted to create just a very subtle look, almost like an embossing folder. And so I've stamped out those rows of diamonds onto this Sandy Beach cardstock. And then I use that puffball again with just some watermarking ink, and that will fit in all those little diamonds. So that's just giving me even more of a textured look. And I put this with my beautiful birds set. So I've just got a really nice, clean and simple, neutral nature card there. The next print that I want to show you, and again, I don't really know what these are called, but this one has kind of more of a older, very classic looking, almost brocade motif. And so I've got a couple different ways that you can use this. You also have an individual piece here. This is going to allow you to pop in color in different colors in the rows in between. So let me show you that look with also a gradient effect. And I did this one. This is using a greeting and an image from my beautiful butterflies set. So what I did here, and I love how it looks either going this way or going sideways, but I inked these up with just the ocean mist, then the turquoise sea, and then finally the taken with teal, each border, and then stamped, repeated that. And then I went in with that same border stamp with just the sea glass. And so that's just creating just that really beautiful pattern. It only took me about a minute to stamp that out. It's just so beautiful. So I can't wait to do lots of different effects. I also love how this pointed end creates that scallop there, and that is great for just creating another kind of layer there that you can embellish on your cards to kind of create a separate border. So very simple card to make. Now let me show you that same border. This is with the faux embossing technique. So it looks so dimensional in real life, but it's actually flat. So it looks like an embossing folder, but here all I did, and you can see that these are stacked up one way and then reversed and stacked the other way. That gives you a nice opportunity to put greetings in here. This floral image, this is from my A Year of Flowers 3 set, so just combine those elements. But the way that you're going to come up with this faux emboss look, and I've done videos on it before, but I will do it again with this new stamp set, is that you would just stamp tone on tone onto your colored cardstock. And then after you clean your stamp, you're going to go over it with the same stamp image, but with white pigment ink. So when you offset it just a little bit, so you just shift it over, it is going to create this very dimensional look on your cards. So I can't wait to do that. So I just think that that is so beautiful. And I did this frame reveal with the master layouts too, I believe. That's that dotted border. So I love how that card turned out. The next one I want to show you, this is with stacking some of these borders together. So kind of like inspired by my shirt, I've got paisleys, I've got stripes, all kinds of things going on. So I made this for one of my Stately Flowers stamps. So the Thinking of You is from this new Terrific Textiles set. But as you can see, I've got the pom-pom border, the rope. This is using the pom-pom border again. But what I did here is I omitted inking up the balls. So you still have these little loops with an open space for you to add this tassel onto. So you can see that here on the side. So you can create, you know, all kinds of patterns. I mean, just anything that you want. So just think of this, how pretty that will look in just one color like I've done here, like for a Valentine in this red, or you could just do multiple colors, multiple patterns, really to any look that you want to fit what you are going for or the image that you're using it with. The next one I want to show you is, and I don't know, this was from, I saw this on a leather booty. I love cut work on leather. And so I stamped this here in some black ink onto some Stormy Sky paper, I believe that is. And it really looks like a reveal, like this has been die cut out of the black layer below it. And then I just added one of my beautiful Butterflies 3. I just thought that that worked really well with it. And then the Thinking of You, again, that is from my Terrific Textiles set. I used this same border again on this pink paper, and I mixed it up here. This is stamped in the white pigment ink. And then I added one of the rows of pom-pom balls. And then the final one that I want to show you, and I hope that you love this. I'm excited about this because my basket sets have retired, but I actually created a little basket using this woven border here, and then using this rope. Again, I said you can stretch it so you can curve it on your block to create a basket. So see, these are some of the Cherokee roses from one of my Stately Flowers sets, and then Happy Birthday from the new set. So I will show you a video, but basically I just stamped this all out on a piece of Sandy Beach paper in a brown, and then just cut out my basket, cut out the handle. It was already curved when I stamped it, and then just put it with the flowers. So a lot of really fun ways that you could modify the basket for a portrait or landscape style if you want a shorter or a longer or a rounded or a trapezoid basket. So anyway, I hope that you love these samples. I can't wait to see what our guest designers are going to be doing with it, and I can't wait to see what you customers and friends, Stamp TV fans, are going to do with it. So thank you so much for looking at my new stamps and listening to me tonight. I will enjoy chatting with you at the party and sharing more ideas. So love you all. Hi, Gina. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness. That was amazing. Melanie, you blew my mind. Each time you showed a different card, I was ready to say, oh, I got to write that down because I want Melanie to do a video on that. That faux embossing was gorgeous. And then the basket, that's brilliant. I wouldn't have thought of that. And I love that idea because you can create baskets of any size. You can put them on tags. You can put them on slimline cards. You can put them on mini slimlines. That is just brilliant. That's a basket for every card size out there. That's great. Thank you so much for joining us, Melanie. You always blow us away. And her beautiful new stamp set, Terrific Textiles, is now available at GinaKDesigns.com. Aren't you guys blown away? Our illustrators just knock it out of the park month after month. I love it. All right, well, now it's my turn, and I get to show you our brand new kit, and then I'm going to show you our new foiling products. So let's start with the kit. So the kit is always a well-loved item. There is so much value in this kit. These kits are always worth double what you pay if you buy all the elements by themselves. And they mix and match so well, and we have some really neat foiling elements that you can pick up separately that coordinate with the kit. So I think this one is going to knock your socks off. So let's take a look at what's inside of this kit. So this kit is called Lovely Notes, and it's got two huge 6x8 stamp sets. It's got this gigantic die set. I know this is a small piece of paper, but you'll see what I mean. It's got another die set, so a die set for this set and a die set for this set. It's got a beautiful layered peony layering stencil, and it's got this 3-piece Love You Trio die set and this huge heart die as well. So it's got all of these things in here. Let's take a look at them in real life. I like to keep these little sheets, so this way if you down the line you want to remember which stamp set went with which kit, this is a great index sheet. So let's start with some of these stamp sets. Of course, they're in the bottom here. Let me grab everything out of here. Okay, we'll start with this one. So this stamp set is called Fresh Florals. This is a 3-step layering flower and a 2-step layering leaf. And it works beautifully. I love the delicate third layer or second layer of these pieces because these can be embossed. So you can do gold or silver embossing powder or white embossing powder on those, or you can stamp them in color. These are super easy to line up, and I'm going to show you that tonight. Then it's got all of these large greetings in here, best friends forever. It's got the word you in script and the word you in more of a, uppercase, regular style print. And then it's got the word love. So you can mix and match the different love you or love you this way. This might be a little more masculine. This might feel a little more feminine. And then it's got this super delicate love word. And what I did here was I mimicked our Love Trio die set. So this die set, this all coordinates really nicely together. So if you wanted to actually stamp the word you and you wanted to use this love or this love, there's all kinds of ways to use them. Then it's got best friends forever, birthday blessings, with sympathy, I'm so grateful, hello friend. So this one is super easy to use. I recommend just cutting the die pieces out first and then stamping on them to make sure that everything works together. And I'll do that for you tonight. All right, and then that also has, let me find it. I know it's in here. Maybe I pulled it out. Oh, here it is. This is the Fresh Florals die set, and this has a magnet in here, all of the pieces to cut out all of your floral images. Then the second stamp set, this is one that we haven't done this style for a while, and everybody loves these stamps. These kinds of stamps are so much fun to color. You can color them with Copic markers, watercolor, or colored pencils. This one is called Lovely Notes. It's got this huge light bulb and then this hanging light bulb, and then it's got You Light Up My Life. It's got a mailbox with a letter sticking out of it, and then it's got a card coming out, sending a handmade hug. It's got these cute little birds, and there's Hey Tweety. Then it's got 2 mugs, and depending on whether you like coffee or tea, we've got Your Cool Beans or What's the Tea. And then it has this strip here to make a background, and you stamp this, and then hanging from each of these, you can stamp this little heart. So you can make it multicolor, you can make it embossed, you can do it any way that you want. And then the other greetings are sending a happy hello. That would work really cute with these as well. Let's hang out soon. I thought that was fun with this little hanging design. Life is better with you, which is a perfect generic one for anybody that's on your card making list. And then you make me happy. So I love this one. It's got a huge die set in here. Look at all the die pieces that are in here. I mean, Sammy configured this to get everything onto this magnet, but that is a ton of dies. And we did something special that we normally don't do, but I think we're going to start doing it a little more. We did all of the dies to cut out all of the greetings as well. And that's important because we have another product that coordinates with this stamp set that all of these word dies are going to go with. And we have another product tonight that works with this. So all of these dies are going to coordinate with it as well. And I'll be showing that to you in just a little bit. Then we've got the Love Trio die set, and this is really fun. Let me pull this out just so that you can see what's in here. This is a nice big plate. So I love this because when I first did it, I was just doing it so that you would get the love letters, just the letters, L-O-V-E. But then I decided at the last minute to also do a cutting frame around the outside. This way you could use this either in the positive or the negative. Let's say you've got a really cool background and you want to have just the love plate and you want the letters open, but you still want the rest cut out. So it does have a blade going around the outside as well. You can choose whether or not you want to use it. Then this die is just amazing. The word falls out of it. It's so delicate and skinny, but it doesn't get stuck in there at all. And it is a great Scripty Love, a little bit different than our other love die, but definitely something that you can use. And then a tinier plate, a little U plate, so you can cut the plate out or just the letters. So that is our Love You Trio die set. Let me put this aside for now. And then we've got this gorgeous heart. Oh, I love this heart. This is a nice size heart for A2 cards. You can also use it for bigger cards if you want, but it is the perfect size for an A2. And it's got all of that delicate filigree, that floral filigree in there, and the pieces really do just pop out. But what I recommend with this is, because there's so much detail in this, I like to cut it laying on its back. I put my cardstock on top and my top plate on top of that, and then I add a cardstock shim, just to make sure you get a little bit of extra pressure because there's so much fine detail in it. I haven't had any trouble with it. I like to cut it out in the layering weight white and then ink it up, and that makes it a little easier to cut out because our layering weight is so thin. But I know other companies have thin cardstock that you can use, or you might want to just ink up your cardstock in a gradient and cut it out from that. So many different ways to use it. And then we have this gorgeous layering stencil. This is the Layered Peony stencil. This was designed by my daughter, Alicia. I love this one. And you know what? It looks amazing just by itself. Like if you didn't want to do the whole layers, let me show you what I'm talking about. Just this alone is gorgeous, that flower. That is a beautiful peony. So you can use this by itself, which is really nice because most layering stencils, you can't do that. You would just have to use all the layers. But if you want something more simple, you wanted to use glitter paste, or you wanted to use just some ink blending over this and you want it more simple. But then when you come in and add this extra panel over it, you get all of the detail. That adds all the shading into this flower, and it's just beautiful. Same with the leaves. You just have to line them up. You know, I would just do one and then line the flower up and make sure the flower lines up. And then the leaves aren't in the right position. They're not meant to be, because what you're going to do is once you get this one done, you are going to lay the leaves in here like this. And we wanted that to not be all done, because it's really hard when leaves are touching the flower to not get pink on the leaves and not get green on the flower. We wanted you to be able to do this so that there was some separation. And you guys know I'll be making cards with this, so that's coming up soon. This is gorgeous. I love this stencil. I'm a real sucker for layering stencils. I don't know about you guys. But that is everything in our kit. Now I'm going to put that aside because I know you guys are here. I know why you're here tonight. You are here for our brand new foiling product, and I am so excited about this. So you guys probably know that many years ago, I invented a technique called foil mates. I started that, and I started using the Heidi Swap laminator, and I started using I used a Scotch laminator, and I did all of these pre-printed designs that worked with stamps and different things like that. And then I did a little partnership with ThermoWeb, and we released foil mates, and foil mates are so much fun. And we did Stampin' Foil and Stampin' Stencil and all those other great products that you guys have come to love. Well, I decided to try something new. And so I did a little bit of investigating, and I found a product that we could print with that would allow us to do the same technology as a foil mate without toner. And I think the only issue that some people have with toner is you might get a little black spotting here and there. This product, you will never get black spotting because there is no black. This is printed with something called Poly-Glaze. And let me show you the different designs that we're releasing tonight. So we have this beautiful Art Deco pattern. We have this beautiful diamonds pattern. We have our delicate basket pattern. I'm going to see if I can get these all in here. Then we have this catch a wave pattern. And then we did two that coordinate with our kit. So we have this one, which is the Lovely Notes. It's all the words and open hearts that you can foil and cut out and color with Copics or ink or whatever you want. And then we have one that coordinates with the flowers. It's just that third layer and that second layer of the leaves. So you can foil these in green and then stamp over them, die cut them out, and you've got foiled elements for the fresh florals. Now, while you're looking at these, let me tell you a little bit about Poly-Glaze sheets. Give me just a second here because I didn't want to miss anything and I didn't want to say it the wrong way. So I do have my little cheat sheet off to the side. So the new Poly-Glaze Foiling Sheets, this is a fun way to add foil to all of your paper crafting projects. Now these sheets are printed with a poly-glaze coating that allows you to use deco foil without getting any black spots or dropouts. There's no toner, there's no adhesives, and you don't need expensive plates to get these delicate backgrounds. And you don't need any expensive machines. All you need is a simple household laminator. And I know most of you have that. And if you don't have that, I did a post in our Facebook group with some suggestions ranging from somewhere in the $30, $20-something range up to like $65 if you want the Rolls Royce, you want the mini mink. But I did find a laminator that I think is a mink, and I'm going to show that to you in just a second, but it's a great one. So let me go back to my little chart here, okay? And you can look at these again. So these delicate designs will foil beautifully with any household laminator. You just run it through with your favorite foil and you'll achieve gorgeous sparkle and shine. Now these are compatible with ThermoWeb Deco Foil, the ThermoWeb Carrier Sheets, as well as the Heidi Swap and Anna Griffin Mink Machine and supplies. Any regular laminator will work well, but these are not compatible with your hot foil plates or systems. So this is what they are. Now, you know I'm going to show them to you right away. You got to see how easy these are to work. So let me get these out of the way, and I want to show you how I store them because that's always fun too. So I used our medium storage pockets. These are for our stamp sets, and I just printed out a little label here. And I did one for each of the 6 designs. So that's a great way to store these because once you open the package, you can just shove them in there. And then I actually put a little plastic bag in here for a bunch of them that I already foiled. So this way, when you don't have any mojo, you can just foil and die cut a bunch of words. And then whenever you need them, they're right here for you. So let me show you what these look like foiled, and then I'll show you how to do it and we'll make a card. So let's start with the delicate basket because this was the first one that I showed in my my little demonstration on Instagram. So this one here, I want to just show you. I know it's probably really bright. Can you see that okay, Tom?
Yes.
Okay. This one I actually foiled with the Scotch laminator. This is a laminator that is not my favorite. I don't think it works all that great, and it still worked really well. So I love the way that looks. However, if you're buying a laminator and you haven't chosen one yet, the Scotch is a little bit lower on my list. Doesn't mean it won't work. It just takes a good long 30 minutes to heat up just till you can get it to work well. So I like something that's a little faster. This one I foiled with the mink. Same exact results, but this was ready to foil in about a minute. And so, you know, I prefer that. I do think the lines are a little more defined on the one from the mink than the Scotch, but I think both of them look really great. And this one, I don't know. This one, I think this was a second Scotch one. This one's just a little bit thinner in the lines. Okay, so that is the delicate basket. Let me show you this one. This diamonds one will blow your mind. I love this one. So here I did it with our wild dandelion. That's a little bit of a yellower gold foil, the wild dandelion. You can see how beautiful that is. And here I did it in turquoise sea. This is the Gina K Designs Fancy Foils by Gina K and ThermoWeb. And then I did it with Thermoweb's gold. They have just a plain gold, and I love their gold and I love their silver. We're going to carry their products too in our store, more of their foils, so you can get more colors than just the Gina K ones. Okay, so that's the difference between the gold and the wild dandelion. You can kind of see the difference, right? Okay. So that is the diamonds pattern. Now I want to show you the Catch a Wave, what that looks like foiled. So here, all I did was a turquoise C1 of this. You can see how pretty that looks. And you see when I turn it, I mean, there is obviously there's no spotting because there is nothing to spot. And I'll show you that in a minute when we foil one. And then this one I really like. This is the Art Deco. Here I did turquoise C. Look at that beautiful, clean, crisp line. And the one thing that I always had trouble with black toner was these delicate lines. It's very hard to get those delicate lines, but with this Poly-Glaze, you can really get the delicate, skinny lines. Here it is in gold, and here it is in wild dandelion, so a little bit more yellow. And then I decided to do one in silver. And what I did here was I just did it on the Gina K Designs white cardstock. It is the Gina K Designs white cardstock that these are all printed on. So I foiled that on the white, just like this. And then I just took an ink pad and I just ink blended all over it to get some color. So you can see you can even have ink blended color over that. Okay. So that's the Art Deco. Now you can see, and if you saw my little sneak peek of the words, you can see how beautiful all these little words foil. I've got so many of them here. I did some in red velvet. I need to take these out anyway because we're going to use them for the card. I did some in red velvet and I did some in gold. And you can see, should I zoom in at all, Tom?
No, I can see that.
You can see that? Okay. So that's You Make Me Happy here in the gold, Sending a Handmade Hug. So basically there's a sheet of these and you can either cut them out and do them one at a time so you can do whatever color you want with just a small strip of foil, or you can put the piece of foil right on top, do the whole sheet, and then choose which ones you want to die cut when you want to cut them out. So, and then I did some of the hearts here because I thought they were so cute. And it just adds that tiny little bit of shine to your card, and then you can color it in whatever color you want to match the rest of your card. So that's the words. And then here are the florals. So I actually foiled these and cut them out with the dies. I just grabbed the bag that the dies came in to store them in, but you can see this is just that third layer. Now let me show you what I mean. Here's the stamp set, right? So we just have the third layer in foil, right? And then you can stamp over it with the solid layer and this second layer so you can have color and foil on there. Or if you just like it really clean and simple, this would be beautiful for a wedding card. It would just be so lovely. You could definitely do that. Here's this one. You could lay that out however you want. The little leaves on the side. I think I lost a leaf somewhere, but you guys get the idea, right? So there we go, a little bit of that. And you can just lay them out however you want. So these are the new Poly-Glaze Foiling Sheets. And now I'm going to show you how to foil. So I did want to show you this laminator that I found on Amazon. I really like it. It's called Off Nova, and look at it. Doesn't it look just like a large mink? I really think that this is the company that might make these for them. I could be totally wrong, but when I look at this looks just like the mink. Let me find the mini mink here. If you have the big mink, it's the same kind of thing, right? You've got different settings that you can choose. Just like here, you've got different settings that you can choose. This is a 4-roller laminator. The mink is a 4-roller. This is a 1-minute heat up. The mink is a 1-minute heat up. The difference is this one, yesterday it was $39. Then I recommended it in my Facebook group and you guys went crazy and started buying it and they bumped the price up to $44, which really makes me angry that they did that, but I understand, you know, they probably only had so many in stock. I'm not making an excuse. I would never do that, but they did it. Amazon did it, but it's still a great laminator. And this one, I get spectacular results just like I do the mink. So if you're looking for a good laminator, you haven't purchased one yet, for the price of 2 hot foil plates, you can have a top-notch laminator, and then you can grab tons of different designs. And I really do like the hot foiling plate system. I think it's beautiful, and I would never say that I wouldn't do hot foil plates myself. I think that they're gorgeous. But I also know myself, and I get sick of things after a while. Like, I don't want to use the same exact background on hundreds of cards. 10 cards, yeah. Hundreds? I don't know. So I thought that this might be a nice way where you can have lots of different designs for, you know, a significant cost reduction. If you get all 4 of these, you're just a little bit over the price of 1 hot foil plate. So if you have all 4 backgrounds, and that will get you 40 cards because there's 10 in a pack. So let me hook up my laminator here. I'm going to use the Heidi Swap one. I also recommended the Royal Sovereign. I think that's a great one. Amazon has their own branded laminator, which is very good, believe it or not. I had good luck with that. So you can take this up to number 3 on the mink. If you've got a laminator that has a 3 mil or 5 mil, use the 5 mil because that's for thicker material. So I think it gets a little bit hotter for that. So go with the 5 mil. Okay, so I also wanted to show you the way, while this is heating up, you'll hear it beep when it's ready. This is the way I store my foils. So I have all of my Poly-Glaze foil sheets here, and then I've got all of my foil. I just use our large stamp pockets and I just trim down the insert that the deco foil ones come in. These are the flat packs. You can also get the tubes and you can cut your foil down into half sheets and stick them in here. These are the Gina K Fancy foils, and I just have them all in here in alphabetical order. That, my parchment paper, and my Poly-Glaze sheets, and this is my foiling box. So you can see there's not a lot of equipment that's needed to do this. Right here, this is it, right here. And we're going to continue to come out with tons and tons of designs because I really love new designs, and the price point of these is so low that it makes it really easy to just grab some new designs when you kind of get sick of what you're doing. So we're going to continue to do these. We're going to start doing them for some of our stamp sets. We're going to do lots of words. We're going to do some that coordinate with some of the word dies that we already have in our collection. So there'll be tons of ways for you to use these. We have so many things in queue right now, but we started with these because, I mean, we had to stop somewhere, right? We had to introduce it somehow. So this is what we stopped with. So let's pick a delicate design. Shall we do the basket? Because that is such a beautiful, delicate design. All right, we'll do the basket. And we'll do it in gold because gold is so pretty. I'll use some of the ThermoWeb gold. And then you have a choice. You can either use these carrier sheets. These are available in lots of different stores, and they work with the mink, but they also work with any laminator. Or you can use the ThermoWeb carrier sheets, which is like this parchment paper. They both work beautifully. So either one, whatever you feel is more comfortable for you. And then let me show you. I'm going to zoom in here so that my shirt isn't in the picture and you can see a little bit better. Okay, there we go. So when you open your pack of Poly-Glaze sheets, you have an index sheet so you can see the design. But that's not what they look like. That's only so you can see the design. All right. This is what they look like. Like nothing. But we actually had the Poly-Glaze. We tinted it a very, very pale gray. And the reason we tinted it gray, it's clear. The reason we tinted it gray is because when you're doing things like this or words, and you might want to cut the word out before you foil it, you're still able to see it. And you can see these when you turn them to the side because you can see the shine on them. But they're, you know, we could have gone just completely clear, but we decided to just have that very, very pale tint in there so you could see it. All right. So for the first one, I will use the ThermoWeb parchment. And I think a lot of you have the parchment, and it's awesome. Very easy way to foil. And then I'm going to take a piece of this foil. Now, this foil comes in long sheets. I pre-cut all my foil. You can use any scissors to do this. I just use these household scissors. Try to use something that doesn't have a lot of glue or anything on it because that's kind of a pain in the butt. But what I do is I lay my foil out on a sewing mat, or, you know, you guys have craft mats, and then I use a rotary cutter and a ruler, and I just cut right up the side so that they're all even. And that makes it really easy to cut the whole pack in one swoop. All right, so let me get a couple pieces of foil here. So what you're gonna do this is so easy. You're gonna open up your parchment paper and you're gonna put your Poly-Glaze sheet in there. And then you're going to lay your foil on top. Now, I've seen people struggle with other kinds of foiling. You're not going to struggle at all with this. This is it. And then you're going to send this through the laminator. All right, so I'm sending it through. Now, some people recommend having the folded side up against when you go through. And if it's all flapping, you could do that, but I haven't had too much trouble putting it in this direction. You can see it coming out the other side. And what's really fun about these is, you know, again, if you don't have any mojo, you can foil up a bunch of backgrounds, you can foil a bunch of words, you can die cut and foil a bunch of the flowers, and then they're ready to go. So when you have your mojo and you're ready to get down and make some cards, they are all ready for you. Okay. So this is coming out the other side. And let's take a look. You can see it's on there really good, right? Okay. And then I'm going to just gently peel this. And look at that. Beautiful, even shine. I'll try to catch the shine in the... Can you see that? It's just perfect. Perfect every time. No stray foil anywhere, no black spotting. And the thing is that you don't have to worry about messing these up. There's no adhesive or anything on there. So if you touch them, it's not going to mess them up. They'll be totally fine. Okay, so let's take a look at the same design, and we'll use the other. And I know you can use this. You can foil this onto ThermoWeb's toner paper. So if you wanted to do black, this design with black lines, you could stick that on top of toner paper, and then everywhere you see the white going through there, you would get black. That's a lot of shine. Also, you can cut these edges off that didn't foil, and then you can foil the words using that excess foil. So you don't have to waste that foil. And this piece can be done, like I said, using the ThermoWeb toner paper. Okay, so let's put this aside. Now, here is the, this goes with the mink. Same type of thing. It's a carrier sheet. So I'm going to get one. Let's do a different design because now you just saw that one. Let's do this one. This is a little bit more wild. So this is the diamonds pattern. Again, your index sheet tells you exactly what it is, but when you actually see the sheets, they don't look like much. Just very pale gray design. Okay. Now we're going to stick that in there, and then we're going to put a piece of foil on top. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't go all the way to the edges. You don't have to worry about that. It's not going to stick to anything but the Poly-Glaze. Okay. And now that's ready to go. So we're going to send that. I really could have put that in just a little straighter. I mean, come on. There we go. And I'm going to send it through the machine. There we go. So it doesn't matter which type of carrier sheet that you want to use. If you want to use the ThermoWeb ones, I highly recommend them. They're very affordable. And after a while, if something happens and one of these gets damaged, it's not as devastating as when these get damaged because these are much more expensive. So I would pick up that. Now, I know a lot of you are asking, you know, can I use regular kitchen parchment paper? I've tried some kitchen parchment. Some of it is pretty thick, and then it doesn't get as much heat on it. And some people use thin copy paper. You can get okay results with that. But if you want the best results, I recommend the ThermoWeb carrier sheets or these kind of carrier sheets. And these come with the mink, so that's why I have them. Okay, ooh, you can see that popping right off already. So let's take a look at this design. You can peel it right off. And there you've got your beautiful negative piece, and look at that. Look at that shine. Isn't that gorgeous? Perfect every time. Now, the other thing I want to tell you about these, and I'm going to turn this off because I have some pre-cut designs over here already. So, you know, you've already been here for over an hour. The other thing I want to tell you about these is I designed these so that they would cut out with both Master Layouts 1 and Master Layouts 2, depending on what you're looking for. If you want a cut and then you want another layer, so for example, you want to be able to cut this and then you want a border around the whole thing with a bigger die, use Master Layouts 1. If you just want a very tight edge, use Master Layouts 2, but you have to use the bigger rectangle of Master Layouts 2 because they are the exact size as the stitched rectangle in Master Layouts 2. So you want to make sure that you use the larger of the two, and that will give you that tiny little edge around the outside. I'll show you the one that I cut with Master Layouts 2 so you can see the close, tight edge. This is the one I cut out with Master Layouts 2. Can you see that tight edge? Just a tiny little edge around the outside. And that might be all you need to pop that onto a white card base. You may not feel like you need the black layer, or you could hand trim the black layer if you have Master Layouts 2. If you have Master Layouts 1, you'll get a little bit of a bigger edge, and then you'll also be able to use it with the background die. So you'll be able to get that shadow layer. Okay, so I'm going to put these away in case I want to use them for anything else. And I think I'm going to use this delicate basket pattern to make my card tonight. So I've got a couple of the flowers here. Now let me show you. I think it would behoove me to show you. Let's fire this up again. We'll fire this up, and I am going to foil one of the flower sheets because I want to show you how I do this. So I'm going to pick a color for this. So you might want your leaves to be green and your flowers to be red. So if that's the case, just take your scissors and you can cut out the flowers separately. Or you can do the whole thing all at once with gold or silver or something that's more neutral. So I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to use the red. So let me get my red foil. I'm going to use red velvet with this. So you don't need quite as much foil. I'm going to cut a small square of foil for this. That's about all I need for that. And I'll save the rest of that for later. I just want to show you what this looks like and how you can stamp these. All right. So where's my parchment paper? Everything's everywhere now. Tom, I lost everything. I don't know where anything is. Where did it go? I didn't think I'd need it, and now I need it again. Oh, well, I guess I'll just get another piece of parchment paper. See, with parchment paper, you don't feel so like, oh my gosh, I lost it, because the ThermoWeb carrier sheets are very affordable. All right, so I'm going to just lay this on top. And remember, when you're doing this kind of foiling, you want your design facing up, looking at you, and then you want your color looking at you. You don't want to do it this way. You're not adhering the color to the Poly-Glaze, you're adhering the back to the Poly-Glaze. And when you pull away, whatever is on top is the color that you're going to see. If you try to do it backwards, it's not going to look like anything. It's not going to stick. Okay, so this is ready already. So we're going to go through here. Okay, let's see. We're getting there. And then I'm going to do a very, very quick card for you. Okay, here it comes. Now, in the meantime, I am going to find that heart die, and I think I'm going to cut a heart out. And then I'm going to actually stamp on a couple of these flowers and leaves so you can see that look. We'll make it a very quick little card. I really didn't need this much parchment. It's just like coming out forever. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this off, and you can see I've got just that layer in foil. Isn't that pretty? Now I can cut this out. Let me get rid of this here. I'm going to zoom in a bit here too so you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Okay, let me grab another little piece of paper for under here because I'm going to get inky. So you can cut that out, and then if you want, I'll use a little innocent pink. Now this might be easier on the Misty, but I'm not going to worry about perfection tonight. And they're pretty easy to line up even without that. The big problem I'm going to have is it's a brand new set, and I haven't played with it much, so you know, it's always easier to get a good image once the stamps have been used a few times. But I'm going to stamp this down here, and then I'm going to stamp that right on top. You can see the outline. Makes it very easy. It's pretty simple design to stamp. So I just don't know. You know, if I had my Misty, I could stamp it more than once. So, but we'll be all right, right, guys? Okay. So I'm going to stamp that onto the flower like that. Okay, now I've got my design, and you can still see you've got all that beautiful shine. I don't want to get too close. Okay, so that's stamping the flower. You could stop at that spot if you wanted a more simple flower. You could add a little Copic marker. You could add a little colored pencil. But I'm going to add the second layer here, the best that I can. Okay, and so this one, you're just going to find some lines to line it up. And I'll do a little chart for you in the group just to make it easier to line up. But I'm going to use Dusty Rose on this. If I do a little chart that you guys can print, I'll put it in the Facebook group, and that'll make it a lot easier. And I'm just going to take my time here because I want to find the right spot. I think that looks pretty good right there. Okay. So there's the second layer, and you can see the red in there. Isn't that just a pretty flower? It's like a rose. It's very whimsical. And then you just pop the die on top and cut it out, and you've got a rose. So that's what that looks like. So let's stamp these other ones that are in gold. They're already pre-foiled. You know, I didn't think to do them in red, and I didn't think to cut them all out in red, that I might want to do that, because you guys know I don't necessarily always know exactly what I'm going to do. I was so excited about this method that that's all I wanted to show you. So, but what I'll do here is I will stamp these flowers. I've got 2 of them. And you get 2 flowers, you get 2 big flowers on each sheet, which means you have 20 big flowers. You get 2 of this design, which is this flower with all the leaves. So you get 20 of these. You get 4 leaves, so you have 40 leaves. And then you get 10 of this design and 10 stems. So it's a lot that you got. All right, so these are already cut out, which makes it even a little more challenging, but I know you're on my side, so I feel good about it. All right, so get that on there. one. Do this one. Okay. There we go. That's 2. I'll use my new tidy towel for this. There we go. And now I'm going to use this. Let me close up this ink pad so I don't use the wrong one. We'll do the second layer in Dusty Rose. So this is a little different because it's got the gold. I kind of like the red because it's more vibrant, but I have the gold ones ready to go. So we're going to use what we got. Okay. Let's see here. We'll stamp that right about there. Okay. It's kind of hard to do it wrong because there really isn't a wrong, but you know, just take your time. You can see through the stamp, luckily, and that does make it a lot easier. There we go. Okay, so we have 2 of those flowers. Now, let me show you how to do this other flower. So this one is actually many pieces in here. So we're going to start with the solid image. And we'll stamp that. I'm only going to do one of these. We'll stamp that with the lightest ink, our Innocent Pink. And we'll just stamp that right over top of that. Like that. Then we're going to use the second layer, which is this layer right here. I probably could have stamped that better. I think I'll stamp it one more time. Let's stamp it one more time. And I would say to practice, don't use your Poly-Glaze. Use the stamps. Stamp out those same parts and practice. And then once you feel confident in it, then you're not going to waste any of your Poly-Glaze because you'll know exactly where to stamp it. I'm just going to bring it down a little bit more. I just think I was a little bit too high up. There we go. That might be a little low. Okay, so I'm going to do this one next. I'll stamp them both and we'll pick which one we like better. This is on Dusty Rose. I think that's really cute, actually. That's adorable. I'll stamp this one too. Neither one of them look bad. There we go. Maybe I'll use this one. And now we'll do some of the greenery. So let me show you how to do that. My poor tidy towel's been sitting out and drying a little bit. Get my things out of the way. All right, so we've got some leaves here. I've got all 4 leaves. Might as well stamp them all. The greenery, there's only one that is 2 parts, and that's this little part around here. The rest of them are, actually, you're only going to stamp one part because the rest is foiled. So let's start with this. I like to call it a little collar because we're going to stamp that right over that part of the flower. And we'll stamp that in Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean's a fun color. Fresh asparagus would look great too. So we'll do them both just so I have them. Very easy to see these. Very easy to line up. Okay. I promise you, if you practice for like 1 minute with these, you will feel great. And then I'm just going to use these 2 right here. So the ones that go in this direction, they are different, believe it or not. They're a little wonky. We're going to stamp this one on these and this one on these. So let's start with this one. This one goes on these. And like I said, this is such a nice, relaxing activity to do when you don't really know what you want to do. you just make a bunch of these and then they're all ready to go. And then you can really assemble some fun cards. There we go. And then we'll do that very last one. That's this right here. Now this I'm not going to use. This would be more if I was in the mood to do like a bouquet, right? So I wanted to have some flowers that were single flowers like that. But I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to put this aside. We're not going to use that image on this. But that's what it's for. So I'm going to use this image to fill in the rest of that. Okay. Right on top. There we go. And it's so pretty because when you turn it, you can see the shine in there. Isn't that fun? Oh, I love these. All right. Now it is time to do a little die cutting and to assemble our card. So let's get the die cutting machine out. And we're going to cut a heart. So I think there's a couple different colors I could do with the heart. I could do pink. I could do innocent pink. I have to decide if innocent pink, if that would actually look good with the flowers. I think it would. I think that would be nice. Let's cut one out with innocent pink. I've got my little paper cutter off to the side here, so I'm just going to cut a little piece of it. I don't need much. So I'll either cut it in innocent pink or I might try it in white. I feel like white would be really nice, but we'll see. I feel like I need another shim here to really get this to go through. I might need you, Tom. No, I got it. There we go. Oh, I hear it. Let's hopefully see that it cut out well. I think so, but you know what? I'm gonna run it through one more time just to get a little more pressure on it. I'm gonna shift it the other way and just give it a second pass through here, just to make sure all that detail made it through. That's okay to do. When you have these super detailed dies, it's okay to do that. So let's get a poker. Wow, there's a lot going on here. These pieces are just dropping out. I don't know where to find the here. I'll do this. We'll see if we can just get most of it out. There we go. Okay. Look how pretty that is. But it is a little, you know, it's delicate. It takes a few minutes to pop these out, but it is so worth it because this die is gorgeous. I love it so much. And the thing that's nice about this kit is it isn't a Valentine's Day kit. I know that a lot of you have Valentine's Day stamps and you love to do Valentine's Day cards, but really all you need is a greeting to turn these into a Valentine's, right? So if you have a Valentine's Day greeting, you're ready to go. But I designed this kit to be more of an all-occasion kit, a year-round kit, something that you can use anytime. Because it's not just February 14th that we let people know that we love them and we care about them. So look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It cuts so nicely. And that is our 100-pound cardstock. So that's the thick stuff. All right. So now let me get this out of the way because I think I'm done. Oh, no, I want to cut my Poly-Glaze sheet. Okay. Where did that go? Here it is. So which one do you like with it? I think I'm going to do this one just because I think it's more simple. So I think I'll use this one. And I am dropping the leaves and everything everywhere. All right. So I'm going to cut this out using Master Layouts 1 just because I want to be safe. I don't want to take as much time. So this is the smaller of the two dies. Let me back out just a little bit so you can see all of this better. Here we go. So I'm going to line this up where I want it, and then I am going to use a little bit of tape because I do want it to stay in place. Let me get my washi. You can see I've washied this die before. And just make sure it looks good and straight. Looks pretty good. My head's in the way, I apologize. All right, once you get it down there, just go right on the edge of the die with the washi. There we go. Now that's not going to move. And I'll cut that out. Well, that won't hurt it. And you know what? I really want to get a set of plates that aren't dirty for when I'm using white cardstock. I want white cardstock plates and colored cardstock plates. Okay, so there's my little piece of Poly-Glaze, and then my heart is going to go on top of that. Now I'm going to cut a black sheet, of course. Actually, let me cut. I'm going rogue tonight. I'm going to cut a innocent pink piece. I know this is so unlike me to not have any black in my card, but maybe this is a new me. 2023. This will be the only card that I don't use black. Okay. I feel like I'm not going to like it without the black, but I feel like that might be pretty together, you know, that little bit of pink in the background and then the gold foil and then that white card base behind it. You guys get it. All right. Sorry, I know that was really loud on the microphone. Tom, you okay back there? Okay, so I'm going to get a piece of white cardstock and we're going to cut that at 4 1/4. And we are going to score it. Where is my score tool? Oh no, here it is. I'm telling you, everything is everywhere. One card, and it looks like a disaster area. Okay, so I cut that to 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/2 inches. And now I'm going to do my little layout. So I'll get some tape first. And we will adhere the Poly-Glaze sheet onto the innocent pink panel. This is a very springy card for me. I love it. I feel like I'm going to have to do a video to show you guys how pretty this looks when I, instead of posting pictures of the card, post a video of the card so you can see it moving, because these cards are just so spectacular when they move. And then that's going to go on top of that. And I promise I will add black in my next card. But this is just Gina K experiment. Okay. So there we've got our foiled background. And if you aren't going to pick up the foiling sheets and if foil doesn't interest you, you could do a light stenciled background. That would be beautiful too. So don't feel like you're out of this just because you may not want to foil. But if you're looking to get into foil, I had to show you how to use this. So now I'm going to put some Connect glue on the back of this. I actually think this would be pretty to stack 2 of them together. I'm just going around the circles here. There's a lot of square footage on this die, but I don't think you have to put glue everywhere. Just getting it in the main areas. I think I got it all there. Okay. And then I'm going to place that kind of in the center of the card. Maybe a little higher up than center. And then we'll just pat that down. Give it a second to set. There we go. Now we're going to do a little arrangement, and I can do this all with tape. Let's take a look at what we want to do. So we'll put this one up here like that. We're going to go right around the edge of the heart. Something like that. Let's just see what this looks like up here. I like it. Now, when it comes to these leaves, I like to use the lines going in the same direction. So, kind of like this. And then these two down here, like that. And maybe we'll pop up those flowers. So that kind of wraps around the heart. And then we'll pick a greeting here. How about you make me happy? And we'll put that right there like that. Okay, let's tape down all the greenery. And when I say greenery, I'm also going to include that rose up there. So we want to tape this all down. Tape this one down. See what that was. Get that nice and high. And then we know that this is going to be right there. We know that's going to be there. So let's get these two in place. Do a little tape on here and a little tape on here. And then I'll kind of put those together and sneak them in here. Like that. And then we'll get this one down there. This might have been really pretty in black and that in black too. So, you know, I got a lot of light pink on here. I'm in the mood for light pink, but you could definitely do this so it's more dramatic than mine. Let's move that a little bit like that. Okay, and then we're going to use some foam squares or foam tape. I've got my Thermoweb foam tape over here. Let me cut a couple pieces. That's very thick foam tape. I'll use the thinner Thermoweb foam tape. Let me grab my foam tapey scissors to cut some off here. Already sticky. Okay. And now we'll put one on the back of this one and one on the back of this one. Put that there. Put this one here. Okay. And now we will lay our greeting right in here. You make me happy. You can put it up high. You can put it over here. I think I'll put it up here. And I'm just going to tape that right on. We could pop it up, but I think it'll be fine just taped right on here. You make me happy. There we go. And you could see all of that beautiful foil on there. Now, if you don't want the foiled design, no problem. Make this card and just stamp all of those foiled parts using the stamp set. You do not have to have foil on your card at all. But honestly, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look, that shine. Isn't that nice, Tom? What do you think?
Spectacular.
So I will take a nice high quality picture of this, and I will also do a little video of this so you guys can see how that looks, and I will post that in the group as well. All right. Well, that is our brand new Poly-Glaze sheets. Let me zoom in a little on this card one more time, Tom, so they can see that a little closer. How's that? There we go. Love to see that shine. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, this was so much fun. I hope that you had a good time, and I hope you love this new technology. I think it's going to make your foiling really crisp and really clean. And remember, the Thermoweb Deco Foil products are the foils that work the best with this. So we're going to get more colors in. They have lots of colors on their website too, so you can really get into it. All the Gina K Designs fancy foils work with this as well. They are made by Thermoweb, so it's the same manufacturing process. All right, everybody. Well, our brand new release is now available at GinaKDesigns.com. Just click on the What's New category and you'll be able to see everything. Don't forget that Filled with Sunshine incentive, yours free with any $75 purchase, and it automatically ships so you don't have to put it in your cart. Well, we hope you guys had a great time tonight. We sure did. We appreciate you being here with us, and I'll be in the group sharing more information, and as I make new things, I'll be sharing those little samples with you too. And when you get your products, I hope you'll share your cards and your designs with us. So we're going to do our best to be back here on Thursday with another Stampin' Chat Live, and then I'm going to try to get a 5-minute card video done for you over the weekend. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.